Welcome back. We're going to be exploring colors today in the culinary airbrush world. We're working with food grade colors, so there's very, very few of them that are actually used to make all those pretty colors out there. And this can pose a problem for us in anticipating how the colors react on a surface, particularly with the dark colors. Since there's no readily available black pigment, for example, the blacks we're going to be using are mixtures of those 8 or so food-approved pigments. Because of that, these colors tend to shift towards one or the other. You'll see a lot of blacks going towards green. Sometimes they'll go towards browns and reds. So I've done a drop of the black on a damp paper towel and let it set so I can see how the colors spread out. And you can see we're pretty evenly distributed with the colors that are combining to make this black. Don't be surprised if you see a shift, and test so that you don't get unexpected results, especially with these dark colors when you start airbrushing, because that would be very disappointing. After you test your blacks, understand that airbrush colors are designed for an airbrush. The pigment grind is fine enough to get through an airbrush. Yes, you'll have to use a little bit larger tip size for pearls, but these products have ingredients in them that act as flow enhancers so that you get smooth, consistent spraying from your airbrush. And especially for beginning students, I really do recommend this, because starting with airbrush colors, because you're going to get more consistent results. Having said that, we already know that we have a lot of products in our cupboards that can be adapted to put through an airbrush. Cocoa butter is a good example. Emulsion gels and pastes can be thinned to go through an airbrush. And what I get asked all the time is, can I use my pearls and luster dust and sparkles and mix it with lemon extract or vodka to airbrush? The answer is yes, but particularly with glitters and sparkles, if you can see the particle size, don't put it through an airbrush. Because if this particle size is larger than the nozzle of the airbrush, you could end up having to get a new tip. This stuff will literally break your airbrush, and it has mine. So, don't repeat my mistakes. If you're going to try to do a special effect with this, use something with a very, very, very large tip, like a single action or even a spray gun. Don't try to use an airbrush, because you're just asking for trouble. After that, we have a lot of lusters and pearls and petal dusts and all kinds of wonderful, beautiful colors. However, each brand is using names like these are both lusters. And you can already see that one has a larger particle size than the other. This will require a larger tip size to work. Too small a tip size and it'll clog the airbrush. So don't go by product name, go by visual. What does that look like? Some of these products, like the petal dusts, tend to be clumpier. You can already see that's going to be harder to mix with your alcohol or your extract than this. And to demonstrate that, I've started mixing this beautiful red shimmery, and it's been mixing with vodka for a while. You have to be very, very, very patient. And even now, I'm getting product dried and caked in the corners. It's hard to work with these tiny, tiny little volumes. I know nobody wants to waste product, but this gets very difficult to mix up and mix consistently. And there's still clumps and lumps in here that are going to clog that airbrush and give you an unsatisfactory result. So again, if you're going to do it yourself, proceed with caution. Next time we're going to be looking at surfaces we're going to spray on.